And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bubba and the Bloom, episode 268, your week 22 FAAB preview. We're getting closer and closer, Ryan, closer and closer. Before we get to previewing FAAB, you can find me on Twitter at BDentric, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, and on Patreon at patreon.com/Bubba Bloom, and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at RyanBHQ. Ryan Bloomfield, how we doing, my friend?
Was going to say I was doing good until we just went live, and we've got YouTube chats already here praising your FAAB recommendations and not mine. So off to a bad start for the show.
Roger Bloomfield, well said, well said.
Yeah, thanks for the non-unanimous tip several weeks ago on Colton Montgomery. Has worked out very well. It has. That was a good call by you.
Every once in a while, Ryan. Not all the time, but once in a while. How we doing? On a different note, how we doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. We're having an atmospheric river event in Oregon, which is rare for the summer these next couple of days. So that will be good. I mean, the real cliffhanger from last show, I think the listeners need to know, Bubba, how is your alignment on your truck? You left us hanging last time. We need to know.
Let's say I'm driving a different vehicle right now.
Oh, no. Are you really?
Yeah, I spent an hour and a half that Wednesday morning at the tire shop and actually went to the wash pad and pressure washed the entire underside. I was soaked and covered in mud. So I got all the dirt out of that thing. They took it in. They said the new models, they changed where the rod bars go. This is going to get deep for people. Ooh. And they used to be high up, so they're harder to damage and do things. But now they're on the bottom, and they have gaps. And I work in farming, so we deal with dirt and mud. And if dirt and mud gets in there, it hardens and pushes the bars out, so your alignment's off all the time. So they have to replace them. And I'm like, I have 26,000 miles on this vehicle. I have to drive it for 150 to 175. Are we going to do this every 25,000 miles? This isn't going to be good. So they're doing the Josh Hader. They're getting a second opinion on it right now.
Oh no, they're sending it over to reattach, Dr. Reattach.
They say it's safe to drive. It's just you'll burn the tires quickly because of the alignment,
right?
And that's a pain. But like, it's not a safety hazard for me to drive it. But they decided to park it and get some second opinions while I'm in another backup vehicle right now. Yes,
tough. Yeah, we all know about second opinions. That's not good. Sorry, I asked. I just I figured people wanted to know.
No, it's all good. I'll keep you guys posted next episode. We'll see if I'm back in my vehicle or what's going on. Because last time my truck was in the shop, I used this vehicle, and then the shifter went out on the middle of a ranch. So I've just been having some great vehicle luck lately. Great vehicle luck.
All right. So everyone listening, let me know if I should ask Bubba how his vehicle is doing next show. I think we're pitching the bear. Hey, does Bob Melvin still have a job while I'm poking the bear? Is he still kicking?
They had a day off on Thursday, the Giants did, and Wednesday night, a lot of beat reporters and other people were writing articles about the front office should have some special meetings and heads should be rolling by the way the Giants have played. They've lost 13 out of 14. They're getting 35,000 people at the stadium and playing like garbage. Like, it has gotten bad, and like everybody wants to point to the Devers trade. Devers has actually been pretty good in the second half. It's like, yeah, we can't really point to him. Yeah, Adames has been up and down, but as a whole, the team is not good. Like, and I saw a stat today, which really made me think, yeah, this is the life of a Giants fan of late. The last 4 seasons, they've been like 10, 15 games over 500 midway through the year. And every season, they finish right around 500. They tank in the second half 4 straight years now. And I believe Bob Melvin's been there for 2 or 3 of them. So I see a trend on a coach that may just be enjoying his paycheck and not learning how to coach up his team, where you have Tito Francona with the Reds putting them in a contention for a wild card berth. If you want to keep me going, we really can.
No, but, I'm just laughing. All I did was bring up Bob Melvin. I'm just sitting back. Should probably grab a brew and just listen. This is great. Keep going.
You know what I'm really looking forward to, though, is Friday evening. We get Dodgers Padres. And I can't wait to see what dumb thing Dave Roberts does to quote-unquote motivate his team against the Padres. Because he usually tries to get in a fight with the Padre or do something stupid because he's a horrible manager. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Dodgers are actually a game back, Padres in the West.
Because the Dodgers got seasoned swept, not just 3 games,
6.
by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Yes, the Disney-owned Angels laid the smackdown on the Dodgers this year, which is almost as comical as Bob Melvin's managing.
Oh man, I'm ready for the show. You are greased up. You are oiled up. We are ready to.
We don't need an oiled up Bubba. Nobody needs that. But let's get into one little bit of housekeeping before the news and notes. A reminder, if you didn't listen to Tuesday's show, there will be no Tuesday show this next week. We are drafting the meatball draft on Wednesday. And right after the meatball draft, that's the early DC for 2026. We draft 11 rounds. Right after that draft, Ryan and I will turn on the Bubba and the Bloom feed and give you our live thoughts and analysis from our draft standpoint on Wednesday evening. So you'll get 2 episodes next week. First one's just coming a day later.
Coming a day later, and Patreon folks will get a 3rd episode. I'm gonna do kind of a behind the scenes draft prep show for the Patreon folks leading up to the meatball draft sometime on Monday or Tuesday. I'm still trying to figure that out, but looking forward to that. You are not invited to that Bubba,
but you might have a
competition.
Guest. You might have a guest.
Yeah, we're working on some things. Trying to bring a guest on. We'll see what we can do. We'll see how schedules can align. I mean, I guess you can show up. You can listen. I mean, it's not like you know you're in like last place, so it doesn't really matter.
Who won the first meatball draft 3 years ago?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, but that was a while.
How many of you won? How many of you won?
Well, if Weimer wasn't in the damn league, I probably have 1 or 2.
I beat Weimer.
I'm second right now behind Weimer, like by a lot. So
yeah, he's spoken everybody. He's running away with it. He's a machine. Absolutely.
But yeah, that draft's going to be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, gonna have some fun with the kind of my prep process and turn that into a show for the Patreon folks. So keep your eyes, ears, whatever out for a link for that and a time as well. So.
And Burke's in the chat here. Keep up with the updates as Bubba's wheels turn.
Yeah, new segment to the show.
Michael C. Bubba driving through mud while scrolling under the news feed.
That's why your alignment's all screwed up. I ran into some boulder checking news.
No, I don't do that while I'm driving. I'm a responsible human being. I do that while I'm stuck at the tire shop for 2 hours. Yeah. All right, let's get to some news and notes that doesn't involve me being angry at the world. Josh Hader. We mentioned it kind of tongue-in-cheek earlier, but it's actually happening. First results from his shoulder weren't good. I just say that because he's getting a second opinion. We have no idea what the results are. The management of the Astros, and again, take every bit of medical news from the Astros with the grain of salt. But the Astros said after the first analysis that he'll miss more than the minimum 15 days. So already not great. Now he's going to be getting a second opinion, which is extra not great. I know I'd like to get the final diagnosis, but I plan on dropping him on Sunday, Ryan.
And that's what I was thinking. Like, even if we don't get information, I would think we would by Sunday. This is trending very quickly to a drop for Josh Hader. It's just I don't see this. We know it's well past the minimum at this point, and we've got 6 weeks left in the season. So unless there's some miracle second opinion, I hope the miracle second opinion is for your truck and not for Josh Hader's shoulder. But
I'm not holding hope for either one, honestly.
Yeah, both are kind of screwed. So yeah, it's not great for Hader. I mean, I think we did get to see on Wednesday. It was a traditional save opportunity, and Brian Abreu did get the save in the 9th. Bennett Sousa in the 8th, and it was a pretty much straight save op. Astros had the lead. I don't know, maybe fifth, sixth inning on. So it wasn't any kind of tie game or whatever. So Brian Abreu seems to be the guy. And if you need everything's categories at this point, if you're bunched in saves, I think you're going to have to open up the FAAB wallet, right, for Brian Abreu, because A, he's really good. B, the Astros are good in winning games. And C, it does seem like Abreu has the job.
Yep, agreed. He looked really good in that save op. He's looked really good as a reliever for a few years now. So.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a guy to go spend some cash on. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Michael King back to the IL, this time with knee inflammation. So first off, he sleeps on his shoulder wrong, misses like 3 months. Comes back, not fully extended, so has a partial start. Now he's got knee inflammation. He's supposed to start on Friday, so we find out on Thursday. Back to the IL. You can move on.
I don't even know his knee inflammation. I just assumed it was something with his neck or shoulder.
So did I. And then I actually looked at it before the show, and it's knee inflammation. So I'd be moving on. I actually dropped him beforehand. And so I was like, oh, man, he's back sooner than I thought. And, well, sometimes you get lucky.
Well, I mean, pretty much any pitcher at this point, because the minimum IL is 15 days, you're already August 29th as we're recording. So the bare minimum is September, and we don't know it's September. So, I mean, I want to make a blanket statement here, but almost any pitcher that goes on the IL at this point, you're moving on and dropping and trying to figure something out in September. We are getting to that point in the season.
Another shame quickly returned quickly back to the IL is Miguel Amaya. It was nasty on Wednesday night. Incident at first base. It kind of looked like he tripped on the bag a bit. Had to get carted off the field. After the game, x-rays were negative, but they say he has a sprained ankle, but has a ton of swelling. So we know how this story could go, Ryan, once the swelling goes down, because it looked bad. It looked way worse than a sprained ankle, is all I'm going to say. So he's back on the IL. I would imagine his season's pretty much toast at this point in time, and people were kind of probably looking forward to picking him up this weekend, if available. So he's gone. Owen Cassie, I believe I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, but he got the call it. Casey, sorry, and DH'd on Thursday.
He did, and I don't know if we want to talk about it now, but I guess we probably should. I mean, Owen Casey is probably the top prospect this week in FAAB. Like you said, DH'd on Thursday. That was the corresponding move. I still am very hesitant to bid a ton on Owen Casey just because, and you put this in your news and notes on the Patreon overnight. Like there's just a lot of outfield mouths to feed, and yeah, you could put Casey at DH, but I feel like that will be a revolving door. Yeah.
Say as a DH, that's the problem.
Right. Like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got Ian Happ, you got PCA, you got Tucker, and you got Saya. And given all of them aren't hitting the lights out right now,
but
all struggling, but you're not really going to move on, I don't think, on those situations. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Agreed. Yep.
Adolis Garcia to the IL with a sprained ankle. This one kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, actually, when it happened. Evan Carter was activated in his spot, came back, stole a bag, doing Evan Carter things. Adolis has been tough this year, is the nicest way I'll put it. He's been really bad, but then he's had his moments where, like, okay, he's actually producing again, and it's kind of been bad again. So where are you at on Adolis Garcia?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of irrationally like Adolis Garcia for whatever reason. It is the second year in a row where he's hitting 224, which not great. 16 homers, 10 steals. Like, I don't know. In a 15-teamer, I think you wait and see and hope this is a minimum stint for Adolis and hope to get him back. I'm always anti Evan Carter. He will probably be strong side platoon again until he gets hurt. Like his back just seems messed up. You could platoon him in right-handed heavy weeks, but I'm always skeptical of Evan Carter. So, hold on to Adolis if you can. Hope it's a minimum, but if it's anything longer than that, I think you got to move on.
Yeah, it'll be a tough decision for me and my 12s on Sunday because he hasn't been an auto start. He started more than he sat just because he's got the power upside, but it's going to be a tough hold if I don't have any other drops this week at this point in the season with Adolis Garcia.
Texas does get a 7-game. I'm kind of looking ahead to FAAB, but Texas does get 7 games this week, 5 against righties and a pretty good schedule. So Evan Carter is a decent stream for this week.
All righty. Last but not least, that means Jake Berger probably isn't again. O'Neal Cruz, concussion IL, colliding with Jack Sawinski on a fly ball. O'Neal Cruz has been bad, by the way. I've sat him for over a month in one league. I have no stones to drop him just because I know what he can do. But I haven't been playing him either. He's been really bad. Now the concussion, not saying that's why he's on the IL. He actually did collide with a guy. But we haven't got an update if it's exactly 7 days, but it feels like you can probably almost move on right about now from O'Neal Cruz, weirdly enough.
Yeah, this is another one where you gotta wait and see. Just because, yes, O'Neal Cruz has been bad, but still he's 34 for 38 on the base pass. Like, it almost
he runs wild, tons of power, but it's been rough.
Yeah, it's a 207 batting average. Like, it is pretty
Alex
brutal.
Smith says, "What's up?
What is up, Alex?"
Malik Smith.
Oh, Malik Smith.
Remember he used to run wild and hit like 210.
Is he up?
No, I'm being sarcastic. I was comping the bad average with tons of speed. I'm going to go back and talk about my truck. I'll see you later.
Malik's couldn't hit for any power, though. Luis Robert's the comp I've got, I think. Like, bad Luis Robert.
Bad Luis, because he's good right now, yes.
He's good right now. But yeah, O'Neal Cruz, 188 over the last month. Not great. I don't know. You hold if you can. There's no replacements. That lineup is so bad.
It's horrible. It's awful. It's horrible. And now Paul Skeens has been hitting 2 straight starts. Like, it's just getting worse. Like, they used to look forward to at least one thing every 5 days. It's starting to get rough right now.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh. So Bednar's out of town, so you don't get to hear that intro whenever they get a save opportunity every other week. So it's been pretty bad in Pittsburgh. That's all I got for news, man. That's all I got. We'll talk about the other knickknacks, guys rehabbing, guys coming back as we talk our FAAB preview. So, Ryan, let's take a peek at the schedule. What stands out to you at first look for week 22?
Week 22, we do have a 5-game week for the first time in however long. That belongs to the Tampa Bay Rays, who get 5. They have a 2-game set against the Yankees next week, off on Monday and Thursday. All those games are at home, but so far a 2-2 split with a TBD there. So tough to roll with many Rays next week. 7-game weeks belong to the Kansas City Royals, Houston Astros, the previously mentioned Texas Rangers, Cubs, and Brewers for 8.
Yes.
Got a double header in there.
Let's go.
At some point. So we've got an 8-game week. The Cubs get 6 righties, and the Brewers, as of now, get 5 righties with 3 lefties. So that is juicy. They play each other 5 times. So yeah, it's got to be some type of doubleheader in the middle of the week for the Cubs and Brewers. Our Cincinnati Reds are on the road all week, so no Great American Small Park. The Colorado Rockies are at home for 4 against the Dodgers, and then go to Pittsburgh. Jeez. So you did get 4 Coors games, and Dodgers, though most Dodgers are owned at this point. Trying to think of anything else.
No
kind of
A's.
major. Oh, no A's, correct.
They're on the road.
A's are on the road. They were home all week this week, I believe. So they are on the road all week next week at Minnesota, at Seattle. So tough to not going to get that lefty bump in Sacramento this week for the A's.
Nope, not going to happen. All right, let's go do it. Team by team preview. Baltimore Orioles, 6 games this week, 2 at Boston, 4 against Houston. So if you're looking at Baltimore, the O's play Monday and Tuesday. They have Wednesday off, and then they play 4 against Houston. So keep that in mind. So it's a 3 and a 3 week in theory, if you're penciling that out. It's all righties on tap for the Baltimore Orioles. But my God, Ryan, when I wrote up Tyler O'Neill the other night, I looked at this outfield that they are starting right now since the trade deadline of Dylan Carlson, a platooning Daniel Johnson and Greg Allen.
Yeah, Daniel Johnson.
And then Ryan Noda is in the outfield right now. Somehow Heston Kierstead, I know he's been banged up at AAA, but like, what are we doing right now?
Jeremiah Jackson's in there a little bit.
Dude,
playing somewhat, had a hell of a throw against the Mariners. Orioles beat the Mariners 2 in a row. I don't know.
That's not a good thing to hang your hat on right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal lineup entering stream against territory. It's always been stream against for lefty pitchers against Baltimore, but starting to veer that way for righties as well. Ryan Mountcastle is back, stole home today, I think, on a double steal.
Yep, he's playing well.
He's playing well, and he is playing, which is good. I pretty much full-time DH, Ryan Mountcastle. So they are finding a way to fit both Mountcastle and Kobe Mayo in the lineup. So corner infield slots. Ryan Mountcastle is a decent pickup, 58% rostered in 12 teamers on the NFBC. Shout out to John Wilder in our Discord, posted this evening. Kyle Bradish pitched Thursday night, AAA Norfolk, 9 Ks in 5 innings, 1 more rehab start, and then Bradish will likely be back the following week. So Kyle Bradish, if available, and I know probably in a lot of NFBC leagues, if he wasn't drafted, you can't pick him up till he debuts, but this would be a nice week to stash for 1 week, Kyle Bradish, especially because the rehab numbers do look pretty good. And shout out to John for that news channel in the Discord, telling you it pays for itself in terms of joining the Patreon and doing that. So shout out to John. That's about it that I've got for the Orioles. Closing is a mess. We thought maybe Keegan Aiken pitched the 7th today against the Mariners, and so who knows? And that save share pie for Baltimore is going to be pretty small anyway. So
yeah, adding to the Bradish thing, Tyler Wells is like 1 more start after Bradish, so 2 more for Wells. He could rejoin the rotation. He's a hard thrower.
Oh God, yeah.
They need all the help they can get anywhere in life right about now.
I forgot about Tyler Wells.
Yep, he's on the mend. Also, like Colton Cowser, his concussion's keeping him all wonky. Tyler O'Neill's wrist has not healed at all. It's a disaster in Baltimore. Not good at all. All right, let's go to the Boston Red Sox. 6 games this week, 2 at home versus Baltimore to start the week, then 4 in the Bronx. So all the ESPN MLB Network matchups you can imagine coming your direction 3 lefties and 3 righties on the week for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. I don't really see much for the Red Sox. Like Yoshida's been somewhat decent lately, but too many righties this week too many lefties this week for Boston, a 3-3 split. So I don't really see much in terms of the Red Sox outside of our weekly Kyle Harrison rant.
Yes. I was going to mention the Kyle Harrison rant, and then someone told me that watches the Red Sox, not to Martin Sokolsky, because he doesn't do this to me. But someone on Twitter told me that, oh, yeah, they don't really want to bring him up. They think he's a development for 2026. And I'm like, well, that's why some teams don't win World Series. So, yes.
Then what is Walker Buehler if?
That's my point. Like, I'm looking at Walker Buehler's in your rotation, Dustin May. You want to talk development? Like, yeah, I'd take Kyle Harrison over them, even Brian Bayo right now. So,
yeah,
I don't know. But again, we're podcasting, so we're not qualified for those big league decisions. New York Yankees, they have 6 games this week, 2 at Tampa, like you mentioned earlier, to start the week, and then 4 at home versus Boston, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the New York Yankees, who might be without Paul Goldschmidt. We'll find out more on that on Friday because they had the off day on Thursday, but he's got a banged up knee, and he might need an IL stint.
And he's old, so knees tend to go when you're old. That's what I was going to bring up is Goldschmidt. Like, how would that work? Would Ben Rice move to first base for now? Bellinger would move back,
because
which might open up Dominguez.
That's what I'm praying for. I'm praying Bellinger to first. Judge is potentially coming back to the outfield this weekend. So Stanton can go back to DH or whatever. They can just do their thing. But it gets Dominguez in because Dominguez has gotten hosed by this Judge thing more than anybody. It's depressing because I keep not dropping him because he's actually good, but he's not playing either. So it's a big pain in the butt.
Yep. Agreed. Hope it doesn't. I doubt it will, but Ben Rice is like a game or 2 away from getting catcher eligible for next season, like for 2026, the full season. So that will be nice. But yeah. And so the other thing with Ben Rice, I think this got brought up in the Discord, like, is Austin Wells a drop? Because it sounds like Rice is going to be the primary catcher. This might have been pre-Goldschmidt injury, so I don't know. But Austin Wells hasn't been doing much lately, and if playing time starts to wane, which it has lately, that's a tough hold.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up next. Is it looks like if they don't put Rice at first, they did come out midweek, the Yankees did, and said Rice is our primary catcher. And so if that's the case, Austin, and if you look at the playing time, it's checked out. Like, at worst, it's 50-50, but it seems like Rice is getting a little more love at catcher than Wells, and Wells' production just stinks right now anyways. So go get Freddie Fermin. Go get some other options over Austin Wells. You can drop Austin Wells right now.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, 100% on board with that one. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot. Bednar looks locked in. Obviously, things can always change. Things are fluid in most of these teams right now. And the pitching staff, Luis Eel was a popular pickup last week. I still don't trust it at all.
I don't, though. He did have a really good outing. I forget when. I don't have much of any of Luis Eel, so I'm not following him that much, but did have a good start. I think Devin Williams is a drop at this point, personally.
Yep, agreed. Tampa Bay Rays, they have the 5 games, as you mentioned earlier, 2 at home versus the Yankees, and then 3 over the weekend versus St. Louis. It's 2-2 because we have a to be determined. They're calling up a prospect in Mr. Seymour on Friday. Insert your Simpson jokes now. But I'm trying to figure out where he plays. It's like Yandy Diaz not going to play first base now. Does Chandler Simpson lose DH role or have to go to the outfield? Does that mean he plays center? And again, the Rays will make this work, but they're bringing a powerhouse up that has a ton of swing and miss.
Right. And they also Everson Pereira was called up this week too. That's who I actually thought you were going to mention. Now there's 2, I think there's 2 Seymours on the, there's 2 Seymours and there's 2 Low Lows. So I don't know, man. Maybe they can add Nathaniel Lowe.
This one's Bob Seymour, the hitter Bob Seymour.
Yeah,
he's got Bob the name Seymour. Of a 65-year-old man, but he's going to come up and dude, Bob.
Ian Seymour is a Virginia Tech guy, so I won't get that one mixed up. But I don't know. I don't think we're going out to add Bob Seymour because A, it's a 5-game week, but also like that swing and miss, it just scares the hell out of me. And B, there's just so many like Pereira's. They probably want to play him. Morel plays against lefties. Like Seymour might get regular time on a strong side platoon, but let's just see how it shakes out. And I don't know. I'm not too interested in really any Ray this week, to be honest.
Yep, I got no interest in Rays between the 5-game week and just they are turning into Platoonville again. I am out at this point in time.
Yeah.
Toronto Blue Jays, they have 6 games this week, all on the road, 3 at Pittsburgh, 3 at the Marlins. For now, all righties on tap, so you can get your Ernie Clements, Ryan, if you'd like, just because he plays no matter who's pitching. Andres Jimenez is back from the IL. What interests you with the Jays?
I was going to bring up Andres Jimenez, especially this week, because it is all right-handed hitting, or right-handed pitching against the Jays. And Jimenez, I think, will be strong side platoon at second base. So you might get 6 full games out of Andres Jimenez. Extremely down year for Andres Jimenez, but who knows? Maybe he's been nicked up for much of that. Presumably healthy now. He runs if you need stolen bases. I think this is a really good pickup. Probably going to hit 9th in the Jays order, but the Jays are so freaking good top to bottom that you can turn that lineup over a few times and get some plate appearances for Andres Jimenez. So I like Jimenez quite a bit as an ad this week. And if it works out, keep rolling with him.
Yep, 35% rostered in 12. So definitely someone to look at. I will continue, especially with all the righties on tap. Nathan Lucas is definitely a play. I'll be leading off for the Jays, and he's been very, very serviceable in fantasy, especially in deeper formats. Some 12-team appeal. I'll throw another one out here for you. This one's for you, Ryan. Ty France has found his swing again in Toronto. Since he joined the Jays on August 1st, hitting 375. Still doesn't have a home run, but the overall numbers look good. He's got a 62% hard hit rate, almost an 8% barrel rate. He went off the top of the right center field wall on Wednesday when I was watching the game. I was pretty impressed by that. And he's playing pretty much every day right now, which is a shocker. Either DHs or plays first. Let's Vladdy get some run at DH as well to keep him off the field, I guess. But they're giving Ty France a lot of run right now.
Yeah, big Ty France guy, much to my detriment most seasons. But I didn't think he'd play this much.
Neither did I. I thought he was strictly like a bench bat at best.
Same. But yeah, like you said, pretty much him and Vlad are flip-flopping first base DH every day. So of course I like the Ty France call out.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, Chicago White Sox. They have 6 games this week, 3 at Atlanta, which is a great set of matchups. 3 against Minnesota. Colson Montgomery is widely rostered, so you can't do that anymore. But what else interests you here? Because this White Sox team, man, it feels like, the Tigers a few years ago. They're so bad winning games, but towards the end of the season, some good fantasy upside.
Good fantasy upside. Lineups pretty damn good right now. I dropped Miguel Vargas in a bunch of leagues last week. I think I complained about this on the Tuesday show, so I won't do it again, but I will be trying to probably refab Miguel Vargas, who returned from the IL on Tuesday, playing first base and eligible at a bunch of different spots. So Miguel Vargas, I don't know. He's got to be pretty low.
37%.
Okay, 37% in 12-teamers. So you like that as an ad, especially what we saw from Miguel Vargas pre-injury, and now that the White Sox lineup is actually somewhat decent. I think that's a good ad, even in 12-teamers.
Yeah, I know a name I've seen thrown out a lot lately, and it's because it was a trade deadline deal, and it's Curtis Mead. He's playing every day at third base for the White Sox since he started playing with them on August 5th. So he's played about 8 games in a row, hitting 287, stolen base, 5 RBIs. Like there was a quote-unquote prospect pedigree with this guy. I'm not saying it lights the world on fire, but if you're looking for kind of a spark plug with third base upside, at least in deeper formats, Curtis Mead might not be your guy this week, but he might be your guy soon enough. And I think there's, especially just even if it's for the first half against, Strider's scuffling, but I still respect him at Elder and Fetty. Like that's a pretty good start to your week right there.
It is, yeah. If he continues to play, let's see if Curtis Mead can run. This is a guy, remember he had like the nuts spring training. He had like 500 in spring training for the Rays. Yep. It was like super hyped. This is probably
he was supposed to be what Jonathan Aranda turned into.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's who he was supposed to be before Jonathan Aranda. That's who he was supposed to be. So we'll see. Cleveland Guardians, they have 6 games this week, 3 at Arizona, 3 at Texas, 1 lefty, 5 righties. It just means it's another Kyle Manzardo week for me.
Yeah, Manzardo is 88% in 12-teamers, I believe. So not really a FAAB move, but certainly someone you are playing every day, even though he is a platoon bat, but in a 5-game righty week. And the Cleveland Guardians have faced a bunch of righties lately, and Manzardo is on fire. Like, the Guardians will not go away. I don't have too much FAAB wise.
They do this every year.
I think I realized they're 6 games above 500, like 30% by Fangraphs to make the playoffs for like a team that I thought would be selling. Everyone was like, why didn't they trade Stephen Kwan? And here they are, like in the thick of the AL wild card.
I'll bring up CJ Kifis, I apologize already.
Yeah.
Been seeing his name a lot. I wrote him up briefly in FAAB last week because he's kind of got called up, but been up since August 2nd. He strikes out over 30%, but hitting 258. He's got a homer. He's got a steal, 6 runs, 5 RBIs, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But more importantly, plays pretty much every day between first base and the outfield. 14% barrel rate. It's only a 33% hard hit rate, which you'd like to see more of. But he's getting plenty of run. So maybe it's still a deeper league play for now. But with the playing time, and there is a little bit of appeal we've seen in his early start here, I think there's something in that department as well.
Yeah, in 15s. Yep.
And also in the bullpen, it looks like Cade Smith has retaken the closing role from Hunter Gaddis. I still think it's very fluid, but it looks like Cade's got the upper hand there.
Would agree with that as well.
Detroit Tigers, 6 games this week, all at home, 3 versus Houston, 3 versus the Royals, 1 lefty and 5 righties for a Tigers team that's pretty widely rostered.
I guess I want to dive in on a little bit on Kyle Finnegan versus Will Vest.
Good Lord.
Seems
Dive away. I'm going to go look at my truck.
Yeah, man. I guess it's Vest's job this week. Who knows what it'll be next week? This goes back to, I mean, this has been Detroit the entire time. So I'm hesitant to say it's purely Will Vest, but Vest was kind of the primary guy before Finnegan game, and then Finnegan just randomly gets a few saves, and now we're back to Will Vest. So I don't know, man. I mean, if you have Will Vest, you obviously have to put him, you have to start him. I don't know what you do with Finnegan. You hold, and
probably
depending
start
on
both.
Just start both. I've done that before. I remember who was the other Detroit guy? The other closer.
Foley?
No, not Foley.
They've had a few.
God. Yeah. Was it Holton? I don't know. I remember starting 2 Tigers bullpen arms in the same week earlier this season. It's probably not ideal, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe Finnegan's still a start. I do not have an answer here. It's just going to be whatever they decide to do on any given day.
Whatever you don't do, they will do.
Exactly.
It's just math.
I don't know. 2-step for your boy, Jack Flaherty this week.
We'll get to that later, right? We'll get to that later at the 2-step part of the show. Don't go ahead. We have a long ways to go here.
Jack Flaherty's been a very high point of contention in the Discord every start. There's some frustration boiling over with Jack Flaherty. We'll get to the Flaherty 2-step later.
We talked about him on Tuesday night. I tried to stand up for our boy. All right, Kansas City Royals. They have 7 games this week: 4 at home versus Texas, 3 at the Detroit Tigers, 1 lefty and 6 righties for the Royals. A Royals team where I don't know if I want anybody that's actually available. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you could always say Yaz just because it is 6 leadoff games. But outside of that, I don't have much. My favorite, Michael Lorenzen, is back in the rotation. So stream at your own risk. There, a little bit of a Cole Reagans update, I guess, through a bullpen on Tuesday after
15 pitches.
15 after we questioned if he was alive. Was it only 15 pitches?
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, dude.
So that's still very far away then, to the point where I don't think he's worth holding. I mean, we talked about that last week, but I didn't know it was just 15 pitches. That's not great.
I dropped them. If he comes back, I think you get 1 or 2 starts. And are they full starts? What are they? Like, I'm just going to move on from that story. I want to bring up Kyle Isbell. I know he's hitting 9th, but it's been sneaky good since August 1st. Hitting 400 with a homer, a steal, striking out 12.5% of the times, 6 runs, 7 RBIs over that stretch. Like, he's usually strictly a 15. I have a ton of Isbell in DCs, by the way. Ton of Isbell. But I think he's 15 team viable with the way he's hitting right now, especially with the amount of righties on tap this week. Tough to say for 12s, I'll be honest, but definitely a guy that should not be on your waiver wires in a 15-team league right now.
Yeah, I don't think for 12, just because the power, even though it's been a little bit of a power uptick lately, it's still 4 homers over 326 plate appearances, 23 career home runs for Kyle Isbell and 1,400 plate appearances. But playing every day, hitting for the average, like that can work in your 15s and your draft and holds when pretty much everybody is injured on your reserves at this point. So I'm on board with the Kyle Isbell recommendation and in spots. He's been sneaky good lately.
Then I also wanted to mention with some of the moving and shaking taking place with the Royals this past week, Ryan Berger is staying in the rotation.
Yes.
That's been established. He's been very good. He's 3% rostered. That should change this week. Like he should be getting a lot more love this week.
Yeah, I think he's still more of a streamer. I don't think he's got a 2.87 ERA in 47 innings, which is really good. And like kind of you say, I don't know if you say this, but I'm gonna say that you say it. We're this far into the season.
Safe.
It's just like
it's probably safe, really.
Just like let it ride. It's just yeah, some of it's right. Usually it's wrong. I don't know, man. It's for me, it's not many whiffs for Ryan Berger. It's a 9% swinging strike. It's bad when you have a walk rate. This is gonna be really nerdy, but it's bad when you have a higher walk rate than swinging strike rate. Ryan Berger has 11% walk rate and a 9% swinging strike. That's pretty bad. So I don't want to crap on the dude too much. Like I think he's decent in spots, but I don't think this is like a set and forget. I know you didn't say that, but like I think regression's coming.
Regression could be coming. I think it's coming for a few pitchers coming up here. So definitely possible, but definitely it was interesting to see he's sticking in the rotation.
Who does he line up? Let's see. Let me pull up the SP planner. Berger's next 3 starts are Sunday against the White Sox, so not really FAAB relevant, but then at Detroit and then at the White Sox. So not too bad.
Yep. Doable.
Yep.
Minnesota Twins, they have 6 games, 3 at home versus the A's, 3 at the White Sox, 1 lefty and 5 righties. That White Sox series is very nice. And it's a Twins team that, yeah, Luke Keishel's legal second base eligible now.
Yes, I saw that one in the Discord this evening as well. I don't know about pickups, though. Like I could sit here and say Cody Clements again, but I feel like he hasn't done that much lately. So I don't know.
It's been bad.
Do you think go ahead.
I was going to say Trevor Larnach. He's 66% rostered. He's leading off versus right-handed pitching, and he's actually swinging it pretty well of late. I'll give him that much. It's been a streaky go for Larnach, but got a couple home runs over the last week, which is 1 positive already. And since like he's hit safely, and it's 7 of his last 9 games. So with 3 home runs over that stretch. So I think there's some legs to Larnach right now.
Okay. I'm on board with that. I think I have Larnach in a 15 or 2, so I like that. What do you think closer wise? Is it this Toga dude?
It's Topa, baby. It's Topa.
Topa time.
I love Justin Topa. Yes,
it's your guy.
He's been one of my more favorite targets for cheap in the FAAB world. I'll say that much. I won't say he's my guy, but there's definitely something there. I can get behind it.
Yeah, did get the save on
2 inning save.
2 inning save on Wednesday.
Full Rocco Baldelli special.
Okay, Cole Sands blew it on Sunday, so there's not really. I still cannot believe Erasmo Ramirez is on this team. So yeah, maybe your guy Topa is a decent ad. I just want to throw out there stash wise, Pablo Lopez hasn't started rehabbing yet, but I think he's ahead of Cole Reagans.
I was about to say, wait a minute. We just said any pitcher on the IL for at least 15 days is pretty much a drop.
Right,
Pablo Lopez isn't even rehabbing yet.
It's Pablo Lopez, man. I gotta. With Nola coming back this weekend, I got to bring it all back with my pitchers. So,
through the sands of time, we go Topa.
Shut down my Pablo Lopez recommendation. It's all good. He'll remember that.
He will remember that. He has a memory like that. Thanks for listening, Pablo. The Sacramento A's, they have 6 games this week, all on the road. 3 at Minnesota, 3 at the Mariners. That could be a fun weekend for your team. All righties on tap for the A's, and I'm not too interested in much of anything.
Yeah, very difficult week for the A's, not only on the road, but 18% strikeout minus walk for the pitchers going up against the A's. Apologies for last week's recommendation on JJ Bleday. Just isn't playing against right-handed pitching. I thought in a righty-heavy week, like it could work, but has not. JJ Bleday has sat the last two righties, so you can curse at me and drop JJ Bleday this week. I don't think there's really anything like the Law Dog's been. Lawrence Butler's been pretty bad. He's down to 7th. Nick Kurtz led off on Tuesday for this team.
Yep. Shea Bangalier's led off last week for 2 games. Like they're all over the board right now.
Yeah, they're just let's get to
the
October
1st. Yep, let's get to October.
It's too damn hot in Sacramento. Let's get out of here.
I know it. I will say that Jacob Wilson is starting a rehab assignment, so keep your eyes on that one. That could be changing sooner than later, so we'll see what happens with Daryl Hernandez, who's actually been serviceable as shortstop. I hope it means Gio Urshela is DFA'd. That would be the cool move if you are a team wanting to see what young players can do. Time will tell on that one. Should you hold? Never mind, I'm not going to go there. But
I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah, bullpen wise, there's still nothing to like there because they haven't had a safe opportunity in over a week, so we have no idea what's going on there.
Last thing with the A's, I will bring up, even though he's more a FAAB target last week, I think in a lot of leagues, but Jack Perkins did go 6 innings in his most recent start at Baltimore, so that's nice to see Perkins get stretched out. I don't know how many pitches he threw, but he went 6, struck out 5, 1 walk. Like really good step forward for Perkins, who had not thrown more than 3 innings in an outing this season. So Jack Perkins, I think you can. Does he get the 50, Mariners or the Twins?
He gets this weekend.
What?
He pitches this weekend. I got the Mariners, right? Yeah.
I don't know. He's not even listed. What the hell?
Well,
oh wait, never mind. Hold on. He Perkins gets the Twins next week.
Oh, next week.
So I think Jack Perkins is a definite start in a ton of leagues.
Yeah, and I think he's only 56% rostered. So go for it.
Okay, is that it? I thought it might have been higher, but okay.
All right, the Houston Astros, they have 7 games this week, all on the road, 3 at Detroit, 4 at Baltimore, 3 lefties, 4 righties for an Astros team that is playing well and playing a lot of the same players.
I don't really have anything on the hitting side. Like Jacob Melton came up this week and probably starts against right-handed pitching. But it is only 4 righties for the Astros, and Jacob Melton, while he can steal bases, strikes out a ton, and I don't see that changing in the majors. So unless you have anything on the bats, I was going to talk about the arms a little bit.
Yeah, Melton will play versus lefties. McCormick's playing versus righties. McCormick's versus lefties. Melton versus righties. McCormick's been swinging it decently, but it's more of a daily league play. I mentioned it in my PT Tomorrow column, kind of mentioned it in my FAAB when I dropped Cam Smith. He is losing playing time, folks. So keep that in mind.
Good point.
His production's been so bad. I broke it down on Bench with Bubba, and now he's actually losing playing time. So if you have him, it might be time to move on if you haven't yet.
It might be drop territory. And we always say once the playing time starts to go, there's not much you can do. So agreed on that with Cam Smith. Didn't realize that the playing time was starting to fade. So we talked about Brian Abreu at the top. I think that's if you need saves, you will need to spend to get Brian Abreu. Christian Javier returned this week. I think in like NFBC leagues, he's pretty much
widely available.
It's going to be open season for Christian Javier. Looked really good. I thought the velocity was back to pre-injury levels, like 93.5. And I think right before the injury, the fastball was down to like 91, 92. So at least for one start, Christian Javier looked decent. Who knows what that will mean for him going forward. But I think we'll get another look at Javier. Yes, he pitches Sunday against the Orioles and then at the Orioles again next Friday. So Christian Javier, I think, let's see how he looks Sunday. But if he pitches well Sunday, you may have to spend to get Christian Javier as well.
Yep. Luis Garcia has one more rehab start before he likely returns to the rotation as well. So keep that one in your back pocket. And it's going to be interesting because it feels weird saying this, but Jason Alexander's been good.
Well.
He's been very good. So, like, we keep saying they have an embarrassment of riches right now. Luis Garcia, long reliever? Like, I'm not even kidding at this point in time.
Or Arrigetti's been really bad. They could move Arrigetti to the pen. They could go six-man for a week. Yeah, so there's a lot of different things. But I think if Luis Garcia continues to stay healthy, pitching rehabs, I think he will have a rotation spot.
He should, but yes, something to keep in mind as well. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Dodger Killers, have 6 games this week, all at home. 3 versus Cincinnati, 3 versus the Cubs, all right-handed pitching for the Dodger killing Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. What do you got here? Because it's has anybody picked up Bryce Teodosio yet? Because the dude's a beast.
So that's your guy. You did mention him last week. He hasn't stolen many bases though, has he?
He's a stealing machine. He's got he's got 3 steals. He's hitting 357.
Yeah, it's been the batting average.
30 plate appearances and robbing home runs. The dude's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, no, I do like the Teodosio recommendation from last week. Did not steal a base this week. Went 0 for 1 so far, but that could change.
3 games this week, and he could get 6 in 3 games. It's all good.
Yeah. So that's really the only ad I have for the Dodger Killers.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
Know. There's not much, dude.
Especially with all righties, like Christian Moore is in a platoon. Like there's a lot of infield platooning going on with the Angels, and it's working. So I can't really critique it. Victor Medeiros is going to get another start. I don't love Victor Medeiros, but he is going to get another start. So keep that in mind as well.
Yep.
All righty. Let's move on to the Seattle Mariners. Ryan's Seattle Mariners, 6 games, 3 at Philly, 3 at home versus the A's. 5 lefties.
5 lefties. I had to double check
all
this
season long. That is bonkers.
I had to double check this. I was like, what? So we use Fangraphs for all the probables. So I went over to RotoWires to kind of cross check. It is 5 lefties for the Seattle Mariners. So you cannot start Dominic Canzone. I don't know how widely started Canzone is, but I think he's pretty effective against right-handed pitching, but he will not play. JP Crawford will play, but I don't know. I'm scared to even recommend Dylan Moore because he has been so bad this season after a hot April, maybe first part of May. But if you do get 5 games out of Dylan Moore, and I think you might, at least 5 starts, that could be an option for you in 15 teamers. Power, speed. It's a pretty easy schedule. It's a 13% strikeout minus walk for the pitchers going against the Seattle Mariners. And again, those 5 lefties. I think Dylan Moore could be a streamer this week, as crazy as that sounds.
You can take him in the listener leagues if you like. Go for it. I'm all aboard that train.
I'm sure he's widely available.
Yeah, I'm going to let you run with that one and see where it goes.
Do I cut Yordan to add Dylan Moore? That would be like, because I still have Yordan in the listener league.
Well, you should cut Yordan, yes. Like that should have been done months ago. But, at least a month ago by now. I understood holding him for a while, but it's hopeless at this point in time. Every report, he's going to take batting practice in 2 days. 2 days later, he's going to take batting practice in 2 days. Yeah, the Yordan news as the world turns. Back to the Mariners, though. I have nothing really outside of Bryce Miller should be back next week.
Oh, yeah. I should have mentioned that. Absolutely. Yes. It sounds like Bryce Miller will be through a rehab start on Wednesday, I believe, when 76 pitches. Looking really good. I think Michael C. asked about him in the chat earlier on the show. And the Mariners broadcast today was strongly hinting that Miller will not need another rehab start. We don't know that from the team, but it sounds like Miller will be back this week.
Well, the team kind of said before his last start, this should be it barring something happening unforeseen.
Yeah,
so.
and he pitched well, so I think we're back. And Bryce Miller, what is his 12 team? Because he would have
81%. So there's still 90% of leagues where he is out there, which is pretty nice if he's still out there.
Yeah,
potentially nice. Let's just put it that way. Logan Evans should be the odd man out in that one. Pretty simple stuff there. I agree, Michael. Yeah, how's going there? I wasn't ready to hear Dylan Moore's name.
I wasn't either, but I mean, it's either Dylan Moore or like Mitch Garver. Hey, we could do a Mitch Garver stream.
No, we don't have to. We really don't.
Mitch Garver or Austin Wells going forward. Come on, catcher man.
Ready for mean.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the right answer.
Yeah. You know what I really wish the Mariners would do, and this is just my PT Tomorrow brain. I wish they'd call up Samad Taylor from AAA. He is having a monster season.
Yeah,
monster
we've written about him multiple
times. It's frustrating. Him and Ryland Thomas, like they have some good players at AAA right now, and don't need them, which is a good thing. But yeah,
Just real quick shout, Michael C says, could be a rough week for Jorge Polanco, small sample, but 75 WRC plus against lefties. So if you have alternatives at middle infield, second base, Polanco might not be in for that great of a week. Agreed.
Let's hope it's a good week for Eugenio Suarez to wake up.
He's been brutal,
problems.
man.
Yeah, because I've had a couple people slide into my DMs and ask, should I cut him in like a 10 and 12 team league?
No.
In 10s, I'm saying 10s, I say yeah, because they tell me there are other options they have. And I'm like,
okay. Yeah.
In a 10, yeah, the 12, I still have a tough time doing it just because I know like the heaters can go on, but it's bad. It's really bad right now.
Agreed. He has done nothing since moving to Seattle.
Texas Rangers, they have 7 games this week, 4 at Kansas City, 3 at home versus Cleveland, 2 lefties and 5 righties. You mentioned Evan Carter's back, the 5 righties. That puts him firmly back in play this upcoming week. This team is, I wrote about this, full-on platoon team. My God, the different options they have because they're actually healthy for once outside of Adelise now.
And I think the platoon that matters most is first base, which did produce like the most legendary picture, I think, of the season.
Dude, I want to put that behind me. I want it up here on the wall.
It can be done. It's not that hard, man.
Right there, like those old fat heads. I want that. Just the picture, the two of them.
So the Rangers team account on Twitter tweeted out the final score. I forget, Monday, Tuesday's game, whatever, and it was just Jake Berger and Rowdy Tellez just jumping and hugging each other, and they look like
horseshoe heads
with the bald heads. Like they look like the exact same person, and they're just like hugging each other like around their bellies. It's a long reach. It's a perfect picture. We should get that framed for you.
Yeah, I need that. If they want to autograph it, it'd be even better. But don't call Rowdy the Girthquake. Remember that? That's a no-no. Yeah. But the takeaway here, it's not a full-on situation, but I think it's because so many righties this week. Berger's sitting, folks.
I don't think you can start Berger this week against 2 lefties.
Yeah, that's why I dropped him in a lot of places. Not everywhere. I dropped him in most places this past week. So it's a tough hold right now at this point in the season.
Yep.
And then Phil Maton blew a save on Wednesday to make things even more entertaining.
That was the last thing I was going to bring up. This bullpen has imploded in a bad way. So Phil Maton got a win on Monday, but did not look good on Wednesday at all.
I still like Maton out of the options there, but
yeah, I agree. It's just, you hope it's just a blip and not what we saw on Wednesday.
Yeah. Oof. All right, let's head to the National League here. The Atlanta Braves, they have 6 games, 3 at home versus the White Sox, 3 at home versus the Mets. 1 lefty and 5 righties for a Braves team that's starting to become a pain in the butt for certain teams right now. They're hitting. Your boy's hitting. He's widely rostered, though. So who do you have that's available? I'm
so pissed at Michael Harris. I'm even more angry that he's doing this in the second half because I'm going to draft him next Wednesday.
Yes, you are. Like round
it's going to be
Michael Harris.
It's ridiculous. It's just a matter of when. I wish he would just keep sucking because he's going to draw me back in, but that's an off-season topic. Am I allowed to bring up Chris Sale? You shot me down on the Pablo Lopez thing.
No, Chris Sale's
Chris Sale is rehabbing.
Yeah, he's got 1, maybe 2 more rehab starts. He'll be back probably by the end of August. Yes.
So my genius brain dropped Chris Sale in our Vegas listener league 12-teamer a few weeks ago. He got added last week for like $26. God damn it. But yes, Chris Sale will be back soon and probably gets 4 or 5 starts the rest of the way. Like that can matter. So check your wires if you're in non-IL leagues for Chris Sale. Ronald Acuna is coming back. Might likely Friday this weekend. Yep. But outside of that, that's not really FAAB worthy. Outside of that, you got anything else?
Hurston Waltrip is in the rotation.
Yeah, good call.
Yep, gets the Mets next week at Philly. Like, not great matchups, but the dude's outstanding. He's going to have his young hiccups. That's going to happen. So be prepared for that. He might pull a Jack Flaherty for some of y'all. But Hurston Waltrip's a very good arm. He's only 23% rostered in 12s. One of the better options to pick up this week for at least a bench streamer the rest of the season.
And we hope that Waldrop doesn't get booted when Sale comes back.
Well, they said they were doing a 6-man rotation, and then they went and cut Carrasco, so they're back to 5. So
that's right. They did cut Carrasco.
So if they bring Sale back, we'll be back to 6. Let's be fair, Ryan. They have Bryce Elder, Eric Fede, and Joey Wentz in the rotation outside of Spencer Strider and Waldrop. There's room for Waldrop to stick around in this rotation.
And will Strider be pitching through September as well?
Yeah, and in reality, like Waldrop might need a breather too. Who freaking knows? Like this Braves team's a disaster, but they're hitting right now. Like I said, that's kind of the annoying part when it comes to
Ozuna's on the rebound too. Again, not FAAB, but yeah, he is.
Right after no one would pay for his asking price, he starts torching the world because that's what a guy of his character and stature would probably do.
So he intentionally tanked the first half of the season.
Being sarcastic.
I know.
Just joking.
I gotta call you out every now and then.
Oh, I know. Miami Marlins. They have 6 games this week, all at home. 3 versus the Cardinals, 3 versus the Jays, 2 lefties, 4 righties. My God, Jacob Marcy, you are a freak. But I have another option. But I want to see what you have here first.
No, go for it. I don't really have anything.
It's a guy that I've talked about for years as a DC type play. I've been waiting for playing time. That is Graham Pauley. Graham Pauley. He's still 24. He'll be 25 next month. So it feels like he's been around forever playing baseball. He's gotten the call up since the trade deadline. He's playing every day versus right-handed pitching. And since August 1st, which was the trade deadline, Graham Pauley is hitting .333 with 3 home runs and a stolen base while striking out 7% of the time and walking 20%. I don't think he can stay that red hot, but the dude's got crazy power. That has not been the thing he's always had crazy power. So I think Graham Pauley is a very viable option, especially with a schedule coming up. It's 4 righties out of 6 games, but someone that you could use for the remainder of the season.
And a pretty juicy 4 righties. So I'll somewhat sign off on it. It is Graham Pauley after all. I think you're pretty high on him.
I've been high on him for a long time, so
I know.
Finally seeing something take place is kind of at least slightly nice to see. I know a name a lot of people talked about last year in deeper formats is Heriberto Hernandez. That's been another name that a ton of people have talked about. I haven't so much been on that wagon, but over like the last week, since people started talking about him, he's hitting .276 with a couple home runs. He's got tons of power, tons of swing and miss.
Any other fringe Marlins you want to pump up here on the?
Well, I could do the whole roster.
What about Troy Johnston?
No, we're out.
That's where we draw the line.
Yeah, we draw the line there. But this day, you never know. Things are happening this time of the year.
Yeah. Hey, I'm the JJ Bleday guy, so how can I speak?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say it. Anything else with the Miami Marlins that piques your interest?
No, I had nothing in the first place. So,
all right, let's move on to the New York Mets. 6 games all on the road: 3 at Washington, 3 at Atlanta, 2 lefties, 4 righties for a struggling Mets team.
5 games back from the Phillies right now, and I don't know, not a complete shoo-in for the postseason anymore. It's been brutal. A lot of playing time shifts lately. Like Vientos is not playing at all anymore. Even Ronnie Mauricio playing maybe half the time. You've got Starling Marte DHing some, Brett Beatty playing some, but I don't think really any of those guys are playing well enough to FAAB right now. And it's outside of Lindor and Alonso. It's been or not Lindor, Soto and Alonso. It's been really brutal for the Mets. Just a really rough stretch.
What do you think about the pitching situation coming down on Friday?
Good point. Nolan McLean. We mentioned that it would be him or Brandon Sproat on the Tuesday show, but it is Nolan McLean. Ground ball guy. Always like ground ball guys. So I think it was like a 58, extreme ground ball guy. Nolan McLean. So I always like that. And that's something I think can carry over from 59% ground ball rate can carry over from the minors to the majors with decent strikeout minus walk. So wouldn't break the bank on someone like Nolan McLean. We were talking about trying to think of other names, but we were just talking about Jack Perkins. I take Perkins over McLean, but
Christian Waldrop over both.
Would probably take I'd go Perkins, Waldrop, McLean probably, but yeah, Nolan McLean, I think we'll see how he looks. That will dictate the FAAB price this weekend as well, but certainly someone you need to have on your list if you need pitching.
Philadelphia Phillies, they have 6 games this week, all at home, 3 versus Seattle. That's a good series. 3 versus the Nats, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Fighting Phils.
Aaron Nola time, baby. Let's go. You know what's best about Aaron Nola is he's pitching the Sunday morning Roku game. Which is a blessing in disguise because
he can't watch it.
I probably can. I don't know. I don't even have the Roku channel. I used to have a
and
Roku.
you can't watch it on the MLB the plan, because I remember this past Sunday I turned there's a game, I'll turn it on. It said Roku. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now.
Like I'm sounding like an old now, but I guess Roku is its own streaming app now.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I will not be buying a Roku subscription just to watch Aaron Nola on a Sunday morning.
Call yourself a fan?
It's called mental health preservation.
It's okay. I'll text you updates. Don't worry.
Like, I don't want to be sitting around cursing at my Roku
making
channel
pancakes
with my kids around.
Kids.
Yeah, making like some bacon and just it just wouldn't be good.
What was that, Dad? Oh, the bacon grease. It got me. Sorry.
Yeah, it was luck. No luck for Aaron Nola. So.
Oh, that's too good. Too good. Other than that, just want a PSA out there for that still starting. Nick Castellanos, stop. Throw that
Why?
out there.
What's wrong with him? Just doing nothing?
He's hitting below 200 since July 1st.
Oh, God. Segura time. I did not know that.
Yeah. I've benched him in my DCs for quite some time. Let me pull up the exact numbers to make sure I saw what I saw earlier and I'm not totally out of school. Oh, no. Sorry. 256 since July 1st. No, that's not right.
It's not bad.
No, I hit the wrong numbers. 256 on the season. July 1st. Yeah, 192 since July 1st with 5 home runs, 2 stolen bases.
Yeah,
that's a sit.
It's a sit, but it could turn around at any point for Castellanos. I don't know.
Yeah, you no.
Got to time it. You got to time it.
You got to time. You need someone to either get fired, die, or throw an obscenity on TV. Then Castellanos is back, baby. That's what you need.
Maybe he needs to hit against Nola.
That usually would do the trick. One thing to keep in mind with Nola coming back, the Phillies did say they're going to go 6-man rotation because they want to keep Taijuan Walker in the rotation. Let that sink in. Yeah,
it's not great. Less than ideal.
Walker's been interesting. We talked about him on this last 3 strikes show that we did on Tuesday.
Yep.
But I'd still probably move him to a different destination. Washington Nationals, 6 games, 3 at home versus the Mets, 3 at the Phillies, 2 righties, 4 lefties for a Nats team that DFA'd Nathaniel Lowe on Thursday to activate Dylan Cruz, who stole a base the first time he was on base, hitting second for the Nats. But the fact that the guy hits a grand slam on Wednesday, gets DFA'd on Thursday, life comes at you fast.
Yeah, like I have Nathaniel Lowe active, like starting on a couple draft and holds right now. So that'll change on Friday. But yeah, that was surprising. So Cruz is back, not really FAAB wise. I was going to go Paul DeJong. Paul DeDong is back at his 5th homer today, hitting very well and playing pretty much every day throughout the infield. And so I know he's not a direct beneficiary to Nathaniel Lowe being out, but it's just one less infield shuffle that could be there. So Paul DeJong, I think, is 15-team worthy given the playing time and how well he's been hitting lately.
Yeah, and also another PSA, James Wood is starting to swing better. So,
yeah,
looks like we might be out of the woods on that one.
Not bad. I'll take that one. That was good.
Yeah. All right, Chicago Cubs, they have 8 games this week. 5 at home versus the Brew Crew, 3 at the red-hot Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. If we want the exact thing, the doubleheader's on Monday. So, if the pitchers go short on either one of those games, the bullpen for the next 3 days, not good, Bob. That's a bad place to be. But 5 games in Wrigley before 3 on the road. What do you got for the Cubbies?
And 5 big ones with Milwaukee. I mean, that will probably make or break the NL Central. The Cubs are 8 back right now, so they need to do well.
They need a sweep.
Pretty much need a sweep, yeah, and still be 3 back. But if it's a sweep the other way, then the Cubs are toast for the Central. I don't really have much on the Cubs. We mentioned Owen Casey at the top. Let's see if there's enough playing time there. I'm skeptical, but in an 8-game week, that's mildly interesting. RIP to the mascot. This is tough to say, but Willie Castro, who I have starting in some draft and holds just because attrition.
Because he breathes.
Exactly. And plays every now and then. But Willie Castro has started one of the last 5 games for the Cubs, and Owen Casey being called up. Like, it's just another body in the way. So you can probably move on from our bust of a mascot in 2025.
Yep, I dropped him after the trade deadline. It didn't look good at first, but yeah, sometimes things work out in that
Yeah, he was
regard.
playing like regularly for the Cubs.
He played a different position like 5 straight games. Like,
Yeah.
well, he's playing. That's good, but it doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy knowing he's not locked in anywhere. And now it's coming to fruition. And I wish it didn't, because he was actually starting to swing it well right before he got traded by Minnesota. That was the bad part.
All right,
anything else?
Facade is back in our life. Javier Assad is back for the Cubs. I think we all know how I feel about Javier Assad. Actually, well, I'm not going to list his numbers. It's been 4 innings, so not a big Javier Assad guy.
No.
Never have been.
No, you're not. You would definitely not buy Roku to watch him pitch. Cincinnati Reds, they have 3 at the Angels, 3 at the D-backs, 1 lefty and 5 righties for a streaking Reds team that's just barely out of the wild card right now. Are you picking up Miguel Andujar?
I have Miguel Andujar in some leagues starting. It's been great. You've probably missed his best stretch of the year. Like, in all honesty, it is Miguel Andujar, but since moving to Cincinnati has been pretty much their full-time DH. And while hitting cleanup, and while all 6 games are out of Great American Small Park, this is the easiest pitcher schedule of any team. 6% strike, 6%. 6% strikeout minus walk for the 6 pitchers going against the Reds this week. So even though they are on the road, it is a very nice week for the Reds. And yeah, I would roll with Miguel Andujar for as long as this heater can last.
Yeah, it's a good set of matchups right there. My goodness. I would definitely consider that as an option. And if anything, you stash them now because they probably go back home the following week. So even that's as much as I want to clown on Miguel Andujar, that's a serviceable move probably for the stretch run.
Yep.
Anything else? Chase Burns is having his innings limited. He still might pitch. I don't know. It's ugly. They haven't even really said how they're going to roll this one out.
Right. We talked about that a little bit. I think you hang on to Burns for just kind of see what happens. But yeah, not expecting many, if any, wins for Chase Burns this year.
Milwaukee Brewers, they have the 8 games, the first 5 in Wrigley, then at home for 3 against the Giants. That'll be easy. 3 lefties and 5 righties for the Brewers as they continue to run away with the National League. I don't have much for you, though.
No, I don't. The Miz is back this week. What's his name? Logan Henderson went back on the IL, which is just
dead.
Infuriating. He is dead. In terms of the lineup, even though they're all great, they're pretty much all rostered. So I don't have much on the Brewers.
Yeah, Jake Bauers is starting a rehab assignment. I swear to God, if he comes back and somehow screws with Andrew Vaughn, we riot. It's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we riot for sure. That would be bad.
All right, Pittsburgh Pirates this week. They have 6 games, 3 at home versus Toronto, 3 at home versus Colorado. That's a beauty. 2 lefties and 4 righties for one of the worst teams in baseball.
Right. And thus there's not really much. It is nice to see Brian Reynolds turn things around lately. He's been really good. I think we talked about him as a potential drop, or were asked about Reynolds as a potential drop at some point. It had been a very rough stretch for Reynolds, turning it around nicely, but pretty much the only person hitting in Pittsburgh right now.
Yep. All right, St. Louis Cardinals, 6 games, 3 at Miami, 3 at Tampa Bay, which is what you want to see right there. Right now, it's 5 righties and a to be determined with the Rays because they have some moving parts there as well. But a good week for your lefty bats in St. Louis, especially in Tampa Bay. What are you liking here?
Yeah, good week for lefty bats. We had yet another injury scare for Lars Nootbaar, but as long as he's okay, I think homered on Wednesday, the first game.
He was back the next day. It's just
back,
it's always worrisome with him.
Yeah, it is always something with Lars Nootbaar. Outside of that, I don't have much on the hitting side. You do get a jumping the gun a bit with 2 steps, but you do get a nice 2-step for Matthew Liberatore, who gets the Marlins and Rays both struggle against lefties. So Matthew Liberatore hasn't been that great lately, but at least gets a good set of matchups this week.
Yeah, he's got a good set coming up the next couple weeks, actually. So someone to maybe not completely give up on just yet. On the bat side, I think you mentioned Nootbaar, 57% rostered in 12s. Nolan Gorman's only 13% rostered. He's going to play tons of power in Tampa Bay. Is a sweet spot to stream a guy like Nolan Gorman. So keep him in the back of your mind as well.
Yep.
Arizona, they have 6 games all at home this week, 3 versus Cleveland, 3 versus Cincinnati. Looks like 3 lefties and 3 righties, which really puts a sting on potential streams. But I'll keep pumping Blaze Alexander as long as he's available, folks.
You will keep upping Blaze Alexander. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure going forward with Blaze. Like, it's a great week for Blaze Alexander.
It was the optimal week, yes.
Yeah, it's like the core starts and he's playing and he's hot right now. So we'll see how long it can last. Your guy, Adrian Del Castillo, is playing every day again. So
what? Like, I'm pissed because I dropped him and now he's playing
not playing at all. But
it's been all righties. So let's see what this next week with 3 lefties and 3 righties, how that plays out.
Agreed. You may laugh me out of the room for this last one, but Jordan Lawler was activated to the minor league team today. If biggest, bold, if highest font size possible, if Jordan Lawler can somehow stay healthy, he will get reps for the Diamondbacks, I think, soon. So just keep an eye on that. I am not giving up on Jordan Lawler. This guy is a top 5, pretty much universal top 5 fantasy prospect, still super young. Hasn't clicked, but he also hasn't really had the opportunity, both playing time wise and injury wise, to kind of get his licks in the majors. But as long as Lawler can stay healthy, and again, he was activated on Thursday to the minors, I think we will see him in short order in Arizona.
I'm not saying we won't see him in short order in Arizona. Yeah, I guess I'll be the stubborn old man here, and I need him to prove it to me now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yes, agreed. Yeah. Like, you're not going out and spending a ton of money on. I'm just saying a stash or cheap one or deep leagues. I don't know.
So I'm not laughing you off the room like you thought I would, but I'd say that I was like, I've fallen in love with him a few times, and I'm a scorned lover at this point in time. So I need to see it to how, like, Francisco Alvarez, he's proven me wrong right now. I even tweeted it out the other day. I said, if he continues this for another 6 weeks, I have some very soul-searching missions to take place this offseason with Francisco Alvarez, because he's starting to finally hit like the guy ever said he could. And if he does that, then, hey, he's young, he's doing it. Now we discuss things. That's where I'm kind of at with Jordan Lawler right now.
Yeah.
Anything on the pitching side? Because Ryan Nelson's locked into the rotation right now, and like, I listened to a lot of his last start in the broadcast booth. I think it's Bob Brindley and some others. They're very high on apparently some changes he's made, which I haven't followed him close enough to care. But any interest in a guy like Ryan Nelson?
I had not picked up on that. No, it's Berthume and Brindley in the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Brindley, former Giant, and then the D-backs manager. So yes.
Yep. I don't know. I'm going to pull up Nelson's last 30 days. It is a 2.86 ERA, 21% strikeout minus walk for Ryan Nelson. So if they are saying it's something with a tweak in terms of his approach, that could be valuable information. So Ryan Nelson has actually pitched well lately. So that's actually a pretty good nugget. Next few matchups for Ryan Nelson would be
Cincinnati at home, at Milwaukee. Oof, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
I can see a Cincy stream at home. I could see that. The Milwaukee one, I stayed away from that team at all costs right now.
You've got bullpen's a mess. You've got Andrew, better call Saul. Frank got the save on Wednesday, but I don't think there is a closer there.
Not at all. But Colorado, they got no closers and just bad teams. Colorado's got 7 games this week, 4 at home versus the Dodgers, 3 at the Pirates, 2 lefties, 5 righties for the Rockies. So you can play your Mickey Moniak if you so choose. He has cooled down, so keep that in mind while doing so. Other than that, Kyle Karros is swinging it really well and playing every single day.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to bring up Brenton Doyle, but he's pretty much widely rostered. But I
picked him up a couple places over the last 2 weeks for like $6-7. It's like hoping he'd fit because he was slowly showing signs, and I'm very happy I did.
Yep. Karros, I'm a little worried about just the lack of power. It was 6 homers in the minors this year and like 300 plate appearances. AAA was like a 6% barrel rate, so makes contact, but probably a decent batting average in Coors. But I don't think there's much else category juice there for Kyle Karros.
And I don't have a whole lot else. It's more of like we should play a betting game on when does Mookie Blaylock get sent to AAA? Because my God, it doesn't get much worse every time he comes to the mound.
Who does Mookie Blaylock give up more home runs than Mookie Betts hits? I think might be the. I think
Mookie Blaylock already has given up more home runs than Mookie Betts has hit this year. Just off the top of my head, now it's almost like I have to go look at this. So Mookie Betts, let's have their page up, has hit 12 home runs this season. Do we think Mookie Blaylock? This is great.
That's tough. Just off the top of my head, I'm gonna say under.
Oh.
I'm gonna say under for Bradley Blaylock is his name, but
Mookie Blaylock has allowed 11 home runs in 47 innings pitched. It's that close.
That includes today.
Yes.
All right, so we gotta track that Mookie, the battle of the Mookies.
Oh my God, that's a good one. That's really good.
Interesting. I didn't know it was that close. That's really bad. It's really bad.
That's really good. Anything else on the Rockies? Because I have nothing else. I like the Doyle shout. I think Karros has some viability, but I have really nothing else to talk about.
Same.
Dodgers, they're on the road for 7, 4 at Coors, 3 at the Padres, 2 lefties, 5 righties, 4 to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Max Muncy, will find out on Friday if he is going to the IL or not. He tweaked his basically oblique in batting practice, which is not great for a guy that really never got going since he came back from his last injury to begin with. But they need him because they are losing games right now. Other than that, I don't have much on this Dodgers offense.
I don't have much either. I mean, so with the Muncy injuries, like what would happen if it is an extended absence? Like, would it be like Alex Freeland?
He played third base on Wednesday when Muncy was out, yeah.
So Freeland has 12 homers, 17 steals in AAA this season and 450 plate appearances, 8% barrel rate, like decent K rate, but doesn't.
I don't know. Kyle Karros.
Nothing really jumps off. Yeah, I'd probably have Freeland just for the lineup, maybe, but neither one is all that.
Lineup's not good.
That's also true. I don't know. I'm not going to debate Alex Freeland versus Kyle Karros at this point.
It's going to be the next.
Got better things to do, man.
Keep going. Like what? Mookie Blaylock home runs first? I was kidding.
That's the better thing to do.
Yeah, anything else with the Dodgers? Their pitching staff is a mess. Shohei went 5 innings, which is a plus.
Yeah,
I guess Shohei might go to jail. Who knows? There's a lot going on with the Dodgers right now.
You could Shohei just now that he starts to go 5. You want to start him at DH in leagues where you can put him at both, but just take a peek. Are you set in offense? Do you need pitching badly? The case could be made for Ohtani to be started at pitcher, depending on what you need in categories. Just throwing it out there. Now that he's going 5 innings,
possibly.
Yeah.
San Diego Padres 7 games this week: 4 against the Giants, 3 against the Dodgers, all at home. 2 lefties, 5 righties. So that Dodgers series will be oh so sweet. They play the Dodgers this weekend too. So 6 of their next 11 or 6 of their next 10 versus the Dodgers, which will be oh so sweet. What do you got on the Padres?
I will be watching a ton of those games. I love Padres Dodgers games, but
bring out the
FAAB,
gift. One of the greatest gifts ever made. One of the greatest gifts ever made. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
just leave it at that.
It's classic. It is classic. But yeah, I don't have. I mean, no, I don't have it. Nothing's really changed with the Padres. Nothing ever.
Well, Michael King to the IL. They recalled Randy Vasquez. We don't care. That's all I'm going to say. To be nice.
Agreed.
San Francisco Giants to wrap it up here. 7 games on the road, 4 at San Diego, 3 at Milwaukee, 2 lefties and 5 righties for the Giants. Anything interest you here?
So who are the lefties going against the Giants? It's Nestor Cortez and Quintana.
Yeah, we talked about Quintana and Nestor threw 4 2/3 really strong innings in his last start versus the Giants too.
So you want to start Cortez and Quintana in pretty much any format. The Giants are that bad against lefties. So I don't know. I'll let you take the mantle on any ads here, but
it's probably a deep league play. But Dom Smith has a 15-game hitting streak, so I'm gonna respect it. And he starts versus every righty. So I'm not saying he's great, but he's swinging it really good.
I did not know Dom Smith had a 15-game hitting streak.
Yeah. I'll do that. And I'll mention Drew Gilbert, since being called up, is playing nearly every day. He's not doing much with that, but if we're talking prospects with skills, he still is only 24 years old. He had 14 homers, 6 steals, and hit 262 at AAA this year. Not a world beater, but there was a lot of prospect pedigree surrounding him. So a guy that I wouldn't probably run out to add, but keep him in mind at least.
Okay.
Other than that, I got nothing. For you. Landon Roop comes back on Friday. So somehow people dropped Roop. Let's see what his roster rate is right now. He's 70% in 12. So he'd be a guy to keep an eye on also.
Okay. I like that.
All right. There's 30 teams. Any other thoughts on this week's schedule?
No, let's check our work here. Top Fantrax free agent risers for the week. Blaze Alexander by far up 16%, up to 31% rostered in Fantrax leagues. Did we miss anybody? Jacob Marcy, we talked about. Isaac Collins, but he's 60%. He's pretty high. Miguel Andujar, we talked about him. He's the number 4 riser in Fantrax. Ernie Clement, like just so many positions, it doesn't even fit on the little spreadsheet here.
Future mascot potentially, just throwing it out.
Yeah,
you will never let me have that.
Cardi thinks I will never. We will not do an Ernie.
You'll never let me have
Cardi
that.
thinks high of Ernie Clement here with 1 home run projected the rest of the season, so that's great.
Well,
really good 2% barrel rate for Ernie Clement. That's impressive. It's impressive stuff there. So
hit a home run the other day.
Kyle Manzardo is a riser. We talked about him. Paul DeJong, talked about him, but I mean widely available as a riser. Outside of that, I don't see most of these other guys. I'm not going to bring up Colson Montgomery again.
Nah, Luke
these guys are widely rostered.
Giancarlo Stanton, yeah, they're all rostered. Yeah, not much there. Yeah, we hit the key ones.
Didn't miss anything. I'll switch over to the pitching side. The top pitching riser, both the top 2 in a tie are both on Houston. We hit on these 2, Christian Javier and Brian Abreu. Obviously, if you need saves, you're going to spend a lot for Abreu. If you need pitching, I would not say I'm going to spend a lot for Javier. I feel like I still need to see more, but a modest bid for Christian Javier is certainly warranted, and you'll get another look at him before bidding. So,
agreed. There's Hurston Waldrop on the list. Otherwise, Kate Horton's widely rostered. Not a whole lot. There's Bennett Sousa, who we've talked about a few times as well, but nothing too crazy.
Agreed.
All right, you ready to two-step it?
I'm always ready to two-step it.
Beautiful. Giddy up. Arizona Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen versus Cleveland versus Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think you are doing it, yes.
Yes, you are.
15s for sure. There is an avenue for 12s as much as I don't like it. He's been at least suitable of late. It's the best way I'll put it.
Yep.
The A's have Jacob Lopez at Minnesota, at Seattle. That is beautiful. I respect Seattle, but two on the road for this kid. I'll take it.
Yep, exactly. That's Jacob Lopez has been awesome lately. So fire away pretty much all formats.
Spencer Strider versus the White Sox versus the Mets.
Yes, for sure.
Trevor Rogers at Boston versus Houston.
Oh, man. Trevor Rogers. These are not easy ones, but I still think you do it. Like Trevor Rogers' skills have been good. Like pretty damn good.
ERA. 1.43.
Yeah, I mean, no one's I'm not arguing
Regression
that.
Monster.
Yeah, but he can regress to a 3.50 ERA type guy, which is kind of the level that he has pitched, Trevor Rogers has, and I think that's just fine. So, yeah, it's a tough set of matchups at Boston and against Houston, but I think you have to. He looked really good against the Mariners for what it's worth in his last start.
You do it. Here's an easy one. Dustin May versus Baltimore at the Yankees.
No,
you don't do it. Cade Horton versus Milwaukee at the Angels.
God, that's tough.
You have to the way he's pitching right now. It's tough.
You do. That just Milwaukee scares me, but
I want nothing to do with Milwaukee at all. Jamison Taillon coming off the IL versus Milwaukee at the Angels.
That one I would wait and see. I don't want a first start back against Milwaukee.
I'm out on that. Gavin Williams at Arizona at Texas.
No.
Yeah,
but I hate Gavin Williams. Not
player, man. In 15s, you're definitely doing it for me.
Yeah.
In 12s, I really want to. In 12s, Arizona's roster is getting depleted. Texas is a mess. That's tough.
That's true. I am looking at
for sure, but I think you're doing it. I really do.
I guess.
Yeah. Ugh. Colorado, Austin Gomber.
No.
First, the Dodgers at Pittsburgh. That's a no. Even the Pittsburgh start now. I don't even know who this guy is on the White Sox. Yandris Gomez. Why Gomez on the White Sox? Wow.
Yandris Gomez.
I speak Spanish and I can't even figure out how to say that one.
I don't.
At Atlanta versus Minnesota.
It's actually decent matchups, but
it is, but I'm not going close to that.
Gomez in limited sample, terrible skills. So no, you're not.
Here is the moment of truth. Jack Flaherty, First Houston versus Kansas City.
Hell yeah. You start him, and then if he gets blown up, you go to the Discord, the live games channel, and you just launch away. That's the recommended course of action.
Oh man, I think
yes, you're starting. Yeah, you're starting Jack.
You're
Flaherty.
starting Jack Flaherty, but man, that is rough matchups. Spencer Arrighetti at Detroit at Baltimore. That's probably a sit.
It's a sit for me. I need to see Arrighetti do something first.
Yep. Yeah. Hunter Brown, though, at Detroit at Baltimore, you're starting.
Yep.
Michael Wacha versus Texas at Detroit. You're starting Michael Wacha.
Yeah, you're starting that. Good matchups.
What about Seth Lugo, though, who has not been the same since the All-Star break?
Has not been great. But, yeah, I would start him.
15s, yes. 12s, I could. If I have other options, that's a no.
Okay.
Victor Medeiros versus Cincinnati might not even get the Chicago start either way. You don't do it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto at Coors at San Diego, and he got blown up in Anaheim. Well, most guys that faced Anaheim with the Dodgers did.
Yeah. Auto start Yamamoto.
Yeah. Yuri Perez versus St. Louis versus Toronto is a yes.
Yep.
Freddie Peralta's a yes. Brandon Woodruff's a yes. Let's talk about that. Joe Ryan's a yes. David Peterson at Washington at Atlanta. That's a yeah.
Yes. Two teams that struggle mightily against lefties.
They hit him hard on Wednesday. I'll say that much, but you still take these two.
You do it.
Rodon's a yes. Paul Skeens is definitely a yes. Paul Skeens against Colorado. That's beautiful. Nestor Cortez versus the Giants versus the Dodgers.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely for the Giants start, and the Dodgers, as you mentioned, not hitting that well right now. So, yep.
And then that makes Nick Pivetta a clear yes. Logan Gilbert is a yes. Robbie Ray is a yes. Tang of the Giants at San Diego at Milwaukee is probably a no.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Matthew Liberatore at Miami at Tampa is a yes.
In 15s for sure. I don't know about 12s.
I'm going to do it in 12s too, and pray to God I don't have to go to the live games feed and bust up the Discord. Jack Leiter at Kansas City versus Cleveland.
I'm
going yes.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. He's been better lately.
Yep. Merrill Kelly at Kansas City versus Cleveland. That's
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And the last but not least, Jake Irvin versus the Mets at Philadelphia.
Might be last and least.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that, man. That's pretty bad. It's pretty tough.
He's not good. He's not good at all. We have a listener question here from Aaron Evanhouse. In a saves and hold league, he picked up Matan, Brash, and Santana on Sunday. His incumbent relief pitcher Estevez keeps getting blown up. Any of these guys were dropping for Alvarado next week, Sousa or Robertson, I would drop Robertson.
Yeah, I would drop Robertson as well for Alvarado. Yep. Agreed.
All righty. And as Michael C. said, this is another thing that's going to be in tonight's news. Denzel Clark is starting a rehab assignment on Friday. Okay. So the A's have even more people coming back that might send J.J. Bleday back to AAA.
Yeah. Just to tie it all in.
And, dude, I was with you on J.J., so I'm not even going to give you shade at all on that one. That's one of those where you just look at the team and go, wait a minute. Like, you literally just played them all week. Now he has these awesome matchups. You're not going to play him. Like, what the heck are we doing here? You hit him cleanup for a week. Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Any final thoughts before we wrap up our Week 22 FAAB preview?
No. I look forward to avoiding Aaron Nola Sunday morning. That's about all I got.
You can avoid Aaron Nola, but you can't avoid my text on Aaron Nola. I'll tell you that. I'm looking forward to that one, baby. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But we'll wrap it up there. Reminder to everybody.
That's it.
Yeah. No Tuesday night show. We'll be coming at you Wednesday live after the 2026 meatball draft to give our instant analysis on what took place on that draft. We can talk trash to each other and so much more. So come in, grab a cold one, enjoy the show. But until then, make sure you follow Ryan on Twitter at RyanBHQ, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, and on Patreon at patreon.com/Bubba Bloom. I'm at BD Intric. This was Bubba and the Bloom, episode 268. Catch you all next time.